Alright guys, this is going to be a short update video of the Kadet training rifle. I posted an earlier video of the rifle as I found it, and this is it after I finished cleaning it up. Basically all I did is I took a wire brush and knocked off all the rust off the metal parts. The barrel had some rust on it, and the bolt mechanism had some rust on it, as did the trigger and the trigger guard. I knocked all the rust off of it, and I took a Sharpie marker, permanent marker, and colored it back in so it'd all be one color. I didn't want to strip it all down because I wanted the gun to retain some of its character, and I think it turned out well. Then I turned around and stained it, and I shot clear coat over it out of a spray can. I added the strap, and I had to create me a hook to attach to the strap to, because for the back of the strap it was stapled to the gun and I didn't want to pull the staple out, so I'll show you a shot of the hook here in a second. Now this is about the fourth time I'm trying to do this video, and I cannot get my zoom to work right, so I'm not even going to try to do it again. Every time I try to move the camera up to the gun, it loses focus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it and then move the gun. Alright, so we're looking at the front, and like I said, the barrel is not going to show where it was. You can still see where the rust was. It's not rough. Like I said, I buffed all the rust off, and then I Sharpied it here. And in this section here as well, I used a Sharpie. The reason why I used a Sharpie is, one, I didn't have any black paint, and two, Sharpies are pretty good to color anything that's missing black paint with. It does a pretty good job. Now this is the original width of the black. What I did is there was residue of the black paint still here, so I took blue painter's tape and I just taped it around the barrel following the residue remains, so it's not exactly perfect. That's how it came from the factory. And saying that, this is the crack in the dark section here. This section here and this section here, I don't know why it lightened up like that. I'm not a woodworker. It's probably something I did, but I'm still happy with it. Then after I repaired the crack, and there was a small crack in the back of the stock, stained it, then I shot it with clear coat. This here is the original tape. I don't know why this end was painted and the butt of the stock was painted, but this is tape, and I left it on there. And in the previous video I was talking about this hoop for the strap, how it was damaged. I also touched it up with the black Sharpie as well. Alright, here's the butt of the stock, and again I took the blue painter's tape and outlined the residue, I shouldn't say residue, the remains of the original paint, and then I colored this in with the Sharpie, as I did the bolt and the trigger guard. I just wanted to show you guys some of the remains of the rust. If you look, I didn't color with the marker all this area. I did just wipe it down with, I cleaned it up with a wire brush, and then I wiped it down with some oil. But this part has been coated with the Sharpie marker. This end has not been touched. It's all original. Alright, as for the bullet, I did not take this section off and did not take it apart. The bullet is untouched. It's all the original paint. And for those of you who don't know, when you push the bolt back in, this bullet's on a spring, and once it hits the stock here, it just compresses it up into the bolt cavity. Okay guys, I don't know how it's going to show up. This is the original staple that used to hold the end of the strap on. It was stapled through the strap. I didn't want to pull that staple out because I didn't want to take a chance of damaging the gun. So basically all I did is I took a wire and made me a hook and hooked it through the staple. To be honest, I had to lift the staple up just a bit, but that's how I got my strap hooked up to the back of the stock. Alright, I added in here everything I used excluding the tools to get this gun back into shape. I've got the Minwax wood finish. It's gun stock color. I got Elmer's wood filler. You see the little, I think they use these to mark pipelines that run through your yard, like gas lines or electrical lines. This is what I use to make the hook back here for my strap. I went and pulled one of these out up the street and used it to fabricate my hook. It worked well. Then there's my Sharpie. The only other thing that's not in this picture is the fine grade sandpaper, and I can't recall what the grade it was. And I used regular pliers and needle pliers to do my hook. Alright, this is another gun manufactured by the same company. I'm not sure the years it was manufactured. I bought this at a yard sale. Maybe it was a flea market. I forget how long ago, and I don't recall what I paid for it. But trust me, I didn't have this one as a kid, so if I bought it, I didn't pay much for it. But the reason why I have it in the picture here is because I got to make a correction. In the first video pertaining to the Kadet training rifle, I mentioned it was made in Paris, Tennessee. I was wrong. It was made in Savannah, Tennessee. And I know this because of the metal plate, and I'll get a shot of that so you can see it says Savannah, Tennessee. But it also says Paris. It's got Paris in like a window above Savannah, Tennessee, and it's got something written above it, but I cannot make it out. Also, pertaining to the decals on the training rifle, I mentioned that there was one on the gun. There was actually two. One on the stock, it was a square decal, and I think it said Kadet training rifle, and then a round one up under the bolt attached there somewhere. I can't exactly remember where at, but it was just like the one here, the red and blue one on the one in front. Alright, there's a shot of the round red and blue one with the white star. Blue section says crafted with pride in America, so you know that's old. And then on the red part it says intended for children at 4 and up. I believe is what it said. I know it says 4 and up, and I don't have my glasses on, so you gotta forgive me. I'm not that old. It's just without my glasses I can't read. Let me clarify. I can read without my glasses. It's just not that easy. Alright, here you see the logo. It says, I can't make out what that word is above Paris. And then it says Savannah, Tennessee. So again, I want to just correct what I said in the first video. I was close. I knew it was Paris on there somewhere. And I knew it was Tennessee. But I didn't know which, I just got it mixed up. Now, I can't tell you much about the strap I used. It was something, I actually have two of them. Actually, I had more than two of them. I bought a box full of military green, olive drab, whatever color you want to call that stuff. It was like bags and straps and some kind of belts. And I got it real cheap and sold most of it. I just had these two straps left. Which means now that I have another strap, I got to hunt me down another Kadet rifle. If I get another one at 10 bucks, I'll be tickled to death, but I doubt that happens because eBay, you can catch some deals, but they're in pretty horrible shape. And the ones that are in great shape go pretty good price. But that strap, like I said, it'll suffice for this setup. It's too long. I'm not sure if it's the right color. If you can tell me what color it is, I'd be grateful. I'll see if I can hunt me down another strap. I don't know where to tell you to get that strap if you want to replace one, or if you got one of these guns you're going to put back together, but it works well. If you guys can tell me anything about this, tell me a story about one you had. My middle brother and I mentioned in the first video, he wants this gun. Then my youngest brother saw it, and I didn't know he had one. He was several years younger than us, but he had one. He said he had the orange tip on his, he thought, but he could be wrong. The sight on the barrel, that is. And he said he thought that his bullet was a different color, but again, that was from the 70s. But this is my finished Kadet training rifle. Wish I had some decals for it. If I had a gun with the decals, I'd carry them down to a shop and have them make me new ones and put them on this one, but that's not going to happen, and I doubt anybody will ever remanufacture them. Alright gang, that's it. And if you want to see a video on the other gun, let me know. I might do one anyway. I don't know much about it. It was just a cool gun. It looks like an old western gun, maybe an over and under, but it's a big barrel and a small barrel if that's the case. But This is my now cherished Kadet training rifle. Glad to finally have it. Thanks guys, and have a great day.